What's good, everybody? How is everybody doing? And welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to kick off a brand new series. This will be the only franchise, traditional franchise, that we have on the channel. All right, when we upload other videos on the weekend, most likely just on Saturday, we're going to be doing rebuilds where it's going to be a lot of simulating, and we're going to play the playoff games in the Super Bowl, and we're going to try to do multiple seasons within one giant video. But I want to keep it traditional over here with the Baltimore Ravens, and boy, oh boy, this team is stacked top to bottom, except when it comes to receivers and except when it comes to the quarterback situation. All right, but speaking of quarterbacks, we are going to do something a little bit different. Somebody posted in my comment section down below that they want to see maybe a quarterback carousel, and I like that. Now, the quarterback can be on the roster, all right, for as long as 4 years, but that is with like an asterisk. They have to redshirt their first season, right? So let's say that we draft a quarterback, but we have a veteran guy already on the team. Maybe I let that veteran guy play the first half of the season, maybe a little bit more than the first half of the season. Then I allow that rookie to play the rest of the games. Now, technically, if that happens, that would be like a redshirt year, if that makes sense, right? In my rules, you have to play at least 8+ games for it to qualify as a full season. And whenever you get that first season under your belt, no matter if you get injured, no matter what else may happen, your 3 years start to start. All right, now let's say that I trade for somebody, but I just sit him on the bench, or we sign a rookie and he just sits on the bench this whole first season, then that's fine. But you can only be on the roster for a number of 4 years total. 4 years, 3 years as a starter. That makes sense? Cool. So whichever one comes first, basically. All right. If you start for 3 seasons, you got to go before your 4th year. If you get that first year red shirt, that's fine. But then after that, it starts to wind down and count down as far as your career as the Baltimore Ravens quarterback, all right? We have to use a different playbook every single week, but we can go back and forth to the same 2 playbooks every single week. It just has to rotate until we get to the postseason, and I can use my favorite playbook if I find one here in this game. We also have to have 64 or below overall player at every skill position. Now, my definition of skill position is every position except for D-line, O-line, fullback, and linebacker. Just because it's not, even if guys get hurt at those positions, mainly linebacker and fullback, I could put a tight end there, I could put a backup running back there, I could put another linebacker that might not actually fit that position there. We have Bart Scott, we have Hartwell. Not saying those guys are the best linebackers, but I could move them to the outside. We have Suggs, we have Boulware, we have Adalius Thomas, so we're pretty stacked there. So I feel that that's going to be the case moving forward in this here franchise. So again, at quarterback, one of our quarterbacks has to be 64 or below. Same with running back, wide receiver, tight end, defensive back for safety, and of course corners. Got it? Good. All right, where are we at? We can only re-sign 4 players. Only re-sign. That means if these guys have their contracts up at the same time, we gotta, make sure that we get, our ducks in a row for that season. At some point I'm gonna look to see whose contract is going to expire, so I can re-sign them before, because when we hit that free agency or that re-signing window, I can only re-sign 4 guys. During the free agency window, we can only target 2 guys or sign 2 guys, all right? All right, now you just saw me skip training camp. Training camp is going to be for rookies. I really don't care about this roster and the rookies that they drafted, so I'm going to skip it this year. But moving forward, training camp will be for rookies where we can only upgrade the rookie players, all right? And then the next thing, we will sim preseason with injuries on throughout the entirety of this franchise. Cool, cool. Here goes our roster. We have 9 guys that are 90 overall. That's really just a coincidence. I was going to bump it up anyway. I thought that with the Miami Dolphins franchise, had to get rid of too many good players. Same with the Browns. We still made it close to the Super Bowl, being Super Bowl champions in both series, but that last year was pretty hard for me to control, especially when we lost like a guy like Phillip Rivers, had to play with Quincy Carter. I felt like we weren't as explosive because our O-line in both series didn't give me the time that I needed. So I bumped it up to 9, and this team just happens to have 9. I believe the Eagles and the Patriots have like the most at like 11, I want to say. I want to say that, all right? So anyways, you can see that not all the positions that I say need somebody as a low overall is fulfilled at this moment. So we will be I repeat, we will be making some trades after we check out the rest of the roster. I am very excited to draft a running back to back up Jamal Lewis, because I like running a 2-back system. Chester Taylor, we also have, what's his name, like Musa Smith, I believe. Those guys are some solid backups as well, but I like to have my own guys as well. I like to draft players and things of that nature. And who knows how long Jamal Lewis or any of these guys are going to stay on the roster, but that secondary is magnificent. You can see that it's only strong safety where we got to trade probably Williams to get a lower level guy, but Ed Reed is that dude. Man, a young Ed Reed, 97 overall, baby. You know that he, Ogden, and Ray Lewis, they're going to be Ravens for life as long as I'm in charge, right? They are not going nowhere, and that basically did happen. Ed Reed did play one season with the Houston Texans and the Jets in the same year, but yeah. I'm just letting you know. So we're going to bring in Anderson. He's a halfback who's below 64 overall. We trade Cordell Stewart. Maybe he could start for Arizona. Who knows? I'm going to just give him a chance. We're going to get rid of Jones to bring in Newfold, whatever his name is. He's like 50-something overall. So, yeah, that works for that. And then when it comes to the safety, like I said, we're going to get rid of Williams. Going to bring in Brewer, who's like 63 overall, I want to say. All right. And I try to put them on teams that we don't face that often. We might play the Bills for all I know, but who cares? So, during the preseason, the boy Chester Taylor is up to 74 overall. He bumped up 3. We lost our center for 6 weeks, our backup center. Let me just preface that. Backup center. Bart Scott, he went down as far as his overall is concerned. And, yeah, Brightfield, he is out for the season. When it comes to the position battles, check it out. It's Wright. Is he the right guy for the job? Anthony Wright technically beat out Kyle Bowler, so maybe he'll be our starter. Maybe not. I might give Kyle Bowler a chance. We're going to see. We're going to find out. Ain't no guarantees, but we're going to see. Here goes our schedule. Got the Browns first, then the Steelers, then the Bengals, then the Chiefs, man. Ravens, Chiefs. Then we got the Skins. Oh, and I will be changing up the jerseys. I kind of noticed, and I could be wrong, but they usually wear their white jerseys at home when they're playing a divisional opponent. At least that's what they did versus the Browns week 1. So we might do that. When we're playing a night game, we're going to go with the all-black unis and stuff like that. But I'm going to be changing up the uniforms throughout the season depending on what the daytime is, what the matchup is, and so on and so forth. All right? That's going to do it for episode 1. We're going to kick things off with the Browns in week 1. That will drop tomorrow. Be on the lookout for that. Hope you guys are looking forward to this series. I know I'm looking forward to bringing it to you. I hope that the rest of your day is the best of your day. Tune in to get my friends. Peace. Love. Hot sauce.